All right, this is Kelvin, and I'm talking to Eric Lauder of Plague Years. Thanks for speaking to me, Eric. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. I'm in Arizona. Where are you currently at?
I'm 10 minutes like south of Detroit in this little city called Wyandotte, right against the river.
Okay, awesome. And I don't know if people. Oh, I have like people that listen to my podcast, mostly around this area. But do you mind just kind of talking about your role in the band and then maybe just like a quick history of when the band started?
Yeah, my role in the band is I'm the lead guitar player. I do a lot of most of the songwriting. I do a lot of the lyric writing too. We started and me and Mike had the idea for this band for quite a long time. It didn't really come to fruition until about 2016-ish when we had like a kind of a lineup going, and then we finally got a solid lineup and a vocalist in about like 2017. Um, and yeah, and we just been going at it ever since, really. We did have a guitar player before, but then we just dropped. He ended up quitting, and then we became a four piece. So you can hear the feel like you can hear the difference if you listen to like the first record, the very first EP, then to Unholy, and then from there on out. I mean, you can hear the difference.
Okay. Yeah, I have to be honest. I haven't got a chance to listen to the first EP. Circle of Darkness is kind of where I started following the band.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There's like two EPs. There's one that's on the Bandcamp, and then there's another one called Unholy Infestation. Where Unholy Infestation, I feel like, is where we kind of like really carved out what we're gonna be.
yeah. Um, and then just kind of like the band itself. It's kind of more like a thrash metal, like with some like death metal. Like how would you kind of like um how would you describe your style with Plague Years?
I mean, yeah, that would be it. I feel like even though we have thrash songs, but they have very heavy death metal elements to them, and then we have some songs that are really pushing like the line of so this is pretty much death metal. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're able to kind of go one way or the other, and it still sounds like us. That's like kind of the goal. Like I can be able to write a thrash song, or I can write a really just like heavy mid tempo, half tempo song, and it just be super super heavy.
Yeah. You've probably been asked this before on other previous interviews, but who'd you say are some of the your influences or the band's influences?
For us, I mean, definitely Demolition Hammer, Sepultura, Slayer. I mean, pretty much, the typical thrash bands. I feel like that gets pretty much anybody into it. Um, then also like Cannibal Corpse. I mean, they're a huge influence on a lot of the death metal style and stuff that we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of I mean it's I would say kind of like the stuff I like is kind of like the mid tempo stuff you guys play. Um yeah, just like it's got like really like catchy like riffs but played at a more mid tempo. Those are some of my favorites.
Those are my favorites too. So I love mid tempo songs. It's just I feel you just got to have both. But if it was to me, I'd probably have a lot more mid tempo. But I always feel like there's like uh, the other side where it's like, oh, you got to have these two.
Yeah.
Some of the
Um,
faster ones.
mhm. And then when I got into the band, it was or when I got into Plague Years was when Circle of Darkness came out. That was right during the pandemic and like the fall of 2020. I kind of just,
Hmm.
I'm a nerd. I like read like a bunch of reviews and I read like blogs and stuff. And yeah, I was just like seeing the Circle of Darkness album was just getting a lot of good reviews and I checked it out and yeah, I was just blown away. Um,
Oh yeah.
when the album came out during the pandemic, do you feel like you got a chance to properly like promote that album?
I would say it got promoted properly, yes, but not like. internet and stuff like that, but not tour wise. I feel like touring is the best promotion that you can have for a new record. So I didn't feel like we got that, obviously, but I was happy with the way it turned out. At that point, it was just kind of like there is no other option. So I'm happy with the way it all came out, but I definitely wish we could have toured.
Yeah, I saw like just going onto the band's social media page, you guys had a tour with Exorder last year, right? Um, and then
Yeah, but yeah, just at the end of last year, kind of
okay,
into yeah.
and then earlier this year you had it was another band. It was you, Plague Years, and I can't think of the band's name, but
They're called Somnuri.
Sumner. Yeah, okay, yeah. And so you guys kind of had like a short like tour. I mean short, I mean meaning like just two tours as opposed to like touring
Yeah.
like 3 years nonstop, but
Yeah.
which would have been ideal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Uh,
those were cool. Yeah, we did like 3 weeks with Somnuri, and we did like I think a little more than 4 weeks with X Order. I don't remember exactly how many days it was now, but
yeah. How did those tours go, or how do you feel they went in your
they went
experience?
good.
Yeah.
They went good. I mean, yeah, we were just happy to get back out, considering that we hadn't done anything. But yeah, they went good. We definitely had a lot of people start coming back, especially we started seeing it once we did X Order, and then we came back with Sumner. A lot of people were showing up from seeing us from X Order, because they had never heard us before. So that was cool to see, people coming back.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw with the Somnuri tour, you guys played in Phoenix around March or so. I'm about 6 hours away, like in the middle of the week. It's just I can't make it unless it's a weekend date. So yeah, I missed you guys on that most
Yeah.
recent tour.
Yeah. That was with Saint Breaker, dude. I love those guys. Those guys are dope.
Oh yeah, the yeah I've seen them plenty of times. They're always like doing local support down in the Phoenix area.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
Um,
sick.
Yeah, and I saw the video for I believe it's the is it the Suffer video? Was it you had the Saint
Yeah.
Breaker
The
shirt?
shirt on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah. For
sick.
sure.
I was hyped on that. Probably most of anything on that music video.
Yeah, shout
Um,
out those dudes, man. They always put us up when we come down that way, so it's cool.
yeah, I think they're gonna play a show this week. So I'm in northern Arizona, like close to the Four Corners area. And I believe, I mean, by the time this comes out, they're going to already played a show not far from here in northern Arizona. Like I'm on the Navajo, like native reservation, and they're going to actually play a show here on the native reservation in a few days.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, they're sick. I feel like I don't know, they've been, you know, they've been around for a long time, and I feel like they're very active, and I just hope they can kind of break through and get more recognition. They're a sick band.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, their energy is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's pretty interesting, like more like thrash, like grindcore. So it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
everyone.
like power violence at times.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, everyone should check out Saint Breaker. Um, going on the recent EP, it just came out about a month ago on July 8th. Um, the EP itself, was that something you guys wrote separate from Circle of Darkness, or was there like was that recorded during that same session?
No, it was after. It was basically right when the pandemic started. I started just putting songs together for a wide variety of shit because I was just bored. Um, but then like I started piecing together some of this EP too. I was like, man, these songs are hard, and we had talked to Monarch about doing an EP just to kind of like bring back the hype after the pandemic, not trying to like re promote, the record, and be able to come out with something new and kind of show you what's coming, what the new album will sound like and stuff like that. So it kind of just progressively happened really. Like it started in the beginning of the pandemic and then I probably finished them, and roughly like a year all the music. And then after that next following year, it's just recording and getting everyone together and schedules and this and that.
Yeah, are you the primary like songwriter for Plague Years?
Yeah, yeah, I like write the songs, but I'm always like sending them out to everybody, and a lot of it's just kind of like loose, like what we're gonna do, and then I program the drums and stuff like that to do like demos, and then I send them off to Mike, and then me and Michael jam, and then Mike will actually put like way cooler shit on it, and then we pretty much go from there.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like yeah, I didn't realize that you were the primary writer. And do you also do like your own like recording or engineering?
N- I no, I mean I know how to like I've tinkered with that kind of shit. But at home I just do just pretty much demoing, and I'll do all like on All Will Suffer. I did all of the tracking, the guitar tracks, the bass tracks, in my apartment, and I just DI'd it so that way when I sent it off to somebody in the studio, we could just um, record multiple tones at once, so I could pick which guitar sounds I liked, which was cool because I don't know if I'll ever pay someone to just track me again, but it was great. And then we did all the vocals here too. So the only thing I jumped in the studio for was just to do the drums for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Everyone should check this newest CP out. I mean, stream it or find your way to check it out.
And it's
Um,
everywhere.
yeah, one thing I noticed about Plague Years, you guys got some really badass like artwork. Going back to that unholy infestation, and then the Circle of Darkness here. Like, I don't know, this is just like some of the best like artwork I've seen for a band. Like, how do you guys like go about or for this release, All Will Suffer? How did you guys go about doing the artwork?
This guy Wormwalk, his name is Jerry. This guy Wormwalk is his name on Instagram though. Check him out. He's just a man. I hit him up. With the last two album covers, I've done the same thing. I just kind of hit up the artist that I know I want to do it, and then I send them like a song or a piece of lyrics or something like that, and I just literally like do whatever you think fits this, because I would much rather their whatever ideas they're gonna have are probably something that I didn't have. So like a lot of times I get more surprised and like, wow, that's actually way cooler than what I would have thought of. And
Mhm.
with Jerry, he sent us three different sketches that we had to pick from too. So Jerry works like a madman. He's quick. Like his turnaround rate is unreal.
Um, I mean, this is just me, my own observation, but like a lot of like, thrash, like primarily thrash, it's a lot of like nuclear, like, depiction or, nuclear like destruction, or, it's like, something political. But I think for this or for yours, it's kind of when I look at it, I kind of feel like it's more like death metal, with like the demonic images and the like the skulls. So that was just
Yeah.
my own thing. But was that something you guys like suggested, or was that kind of like the artist's own ideas? Or
Well, I always want it to be dark. But definitely in the conversation is I want it to be very dark. I think of like some of my favorite artworks. They usually are death metal for the most part. I really like death metal paintings and stuff like that. So it's definitely the realm I'm trying to stay in without getting too gory or anything like that. I still want to keep it, I don't know what the word for it would be, but not too death metal where it's like too brutal. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, it's just I just go to who I think is going to crush it. And I send, tell them kind of what other things that I've liked, and then they just go from there, and it's just worked out.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Honestly, probably I really like the all the artworks I've seen with Plague Years, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I really
Um,
dig the colors that Jerry
yeah, oh
went with.
yeah, yeah. The
I would have never thought, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff right there. It's like, man, I just let the artists do their thing.
yeah. I got the green one, so it matches the green record, so it's cool.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then uh, this is kind of just like a fun question, I guess, but with like I'm picking on thrash because that's kind of like the primary kind of like music you guys make, but with like thrash, I kind of feel like it's kind of just a lot of the legacy bands that kind of keep the thrash momentum going, or the that there's not a whole lot of like new like thrash bands. Like I know, well, you guys of course, but like are there any like newer generation of like thrash bands that you really dig, or that you want people to check out?
In Force, they're another good thrash band. There's a band that just came out of Cleveland called Assault. That's cool. My homie's band, Manic Outburst in Detroit, is cool. Um, I don't think anyone else off the top of my head. I don't know. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head at this moment, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of cool new bands that are coming out. I would say that there's definitely a lot more like death metal bands coming out right now. It's definitely kind of the trend that's kind of happening, which is dope. But I feel like thrash is going to start coming back again too. There are going to be some new bands coming out.
Yeah, the newer generation of death metal, I feel like the big scenes are like, Ohio, Texas, and like
Yeah,
the Northwest, like Oregon. Like those are like a lot of bands that I see that come out are, from those areas. The Sanguisugabog right there, Ohio, right?
hmm. Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then a lot of the bands from Texas, like Frozen Soul and Creeping Death and like Tribal Gaze, like all that stuff, I feel like is all in the Dallas, Texas area.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, what about
yeah.
the
Texas
yeah
has always got some crazy shit going
yeah? What about
on.
the Detroit area? Are there any like bands like death metal bands from the Detroit area that you'd like want to recommend?
Temple of Void is a cool one to check out. Man, you put me on the spot, man. Like in Throne is another good one to check out. Real sick death metal band. Man, I can't even I can't
Yeah,
even think of anything right now. I'm just trying to think. There's another cool band from Ohio too called Mutilation Barbecue that got signed. We brought them up to play one of our shows, our first show back, and they were sick. I think they just got signed to Magus Stomp.
yeah. I've been seeing like people like sharing I guess like their EPs. I haven't checked them out myself, but I definitely will now.
Yeah,
Um,
they were all these just young man. They showed up. They're just like some younger guys, and they fucking crushed. It was sick. I was like, damn, this shit's crazy.
yeah, hell yeah, I definitely will check that out too. But yeah, I mean, I'm in the Arizona area. That the biggest band would be like Gate Creeper, I think, is probably
Yeah, yeah,
the big one that everyone kind of like associates to Arizona. In this area specifically, like in the Four Corners area, close to like the Navajo reservation, a lot of thrash bands are really thriving. There's a town in New Mexico called Gallup, New Mexico. There's like quite a handful of like thrash bands. One I really enjoy is Death Mantra. I think they're on Spotify. I would definitely like recommend
oh yeah.
them. Death
That's
Mantra.
we haven't been to New Mexico yet. We definitely need to get out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd say like Albuquerque is like when I go there for shows, like half the crowd is like wearing like the battle vests or
Oh
the
yeah,
like the denim jacket with patches. Like that's probably like more so when I go to like an Arizona show. So I think definitely New Mexico has a really big scene for thrash.
oh yeah, yeah. We're definitely gonna get out there for sure.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I hope to see you guys live sometime. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for talking to me, Eric. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this stop.